Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Customs in Switzerland. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a Hot Wheels 1970 Plymouth Superbird. Childhood memories can be very potent, and I'll always remember thinking this was so outrageous looking with that exaggerated spoiler. I loved it then, and I love it now. What I can't remember is exactly how and where I came across this casting, but I'm glad I have one. Nostalgia is what got me into this hobby. Lots of fond memories. I hope you'll enjoy what's going to be a basic wheel swap and a paint and decal job today. If you're into American muscle, then you're on the right video channel right now. Some would argue that the bench vise is really unnecessary or it's overkill, but I like having 10 fingers and just use it for safety, and I've never had a slip up when the car is locked securely in there. Here's all the bits and pieces. It's a plastic base today, and I'm going to pop those wheels off and do an upgrade later on in the video. I just cut off one of the three little tabs. That's all you need to do, and they should pull out easily. I always bag and label these original wheels, plastic ones that I don't use if I'm doing an upgrade. Probably one day I'm just going to mail them off to somebody who's just starting out in the hobby and could use a supply of extras. Let me know if that's you. The very fastest way I found to strip chrome off a chassis or an interior is to give it about a 10-minute marinade in some oven cleaner and then rinse it off in clear water like you just saw me do. After the paint stripping, I do a little bit of bare metal detail, sometimes more, sometimes less, depends on the condition of the casting. In this case, it's pretty true. There weren't even any casting lines on here, so that was pretty quick work. Here's a quick heads up of what's coming just around the corner on Maple Leaf Customs. The next car is a Ferrari FXX, and I want everyone to save the date of March 18th for my third annual Porsche Invitational. It's open to everybody, and I hope you'll jump in and participate this year. Some promo information has already been posted, more to come, so stand by. This week's community shoutout goes to my friend in Indonesia, Zelda Diecast Racing. It's a great and exciting diecast racing channel with tournaments and all kinds of entertainment. Follow the link in the description and check it out. Thanks. After a quick degreasing to remove fingerprints and oils, every car gets a little bit of a primer, and today I'm giving you an eye protection warning, because when you say Superbird, I say lime green. Cover up for safety. You can probably still hear this coming before you see it, but you're not going to miss it when it does come around the corner. Does that scream 1970 or what? I love it. Here it is, in its real skin. Just a couple black highlights is all I'm going to do to it today. I thought this was a period correct looking steering wheel that I put in a little hole I've drilled for the column. It looks like that. It's an easy little upgrade to do. I've used Tamiya hobby tape for the fine masking, and then I cover the rest of the car with the lowest tack masking tape that I can find. It has been clear coated, and that's cured, and that usually ensures that I'm not going to lift any tape off at this crucial stage of unmasking. I always hold my breath. Came out pretty good today. What do you think? Now, I don't recall if that's a vinyl top or a metal top, so vinyl probably should have been a matte clear coat on it, but I went with high gloss paint and high gloss clear coat as well, so I hope you'll forgive me if that's an oversight on my part. According to Wikipedia, the Plymouth Superbird is a highly modified, short-lived version of the Plymouth Road Runner, with graphic images as well as a distinctive horn sound, both referencing the popular Looney Tunes cartoon character, the Road Runner. It was the factory's follow-up stock car racing design for the 1970 season to the Dodge Charger Daytona of 1969. It has also been speculated that a motivating factor in the production of the car was to lure Richard Petty back to Plymouth. Both the Road Runner and the Superbird famously featured a protruding aerodynamic nose cone and an overly exaggerated rear wing, mounted on tall vertical struts that put it into less disturbed air, thus increasing the efficiency of the downdraft that it placed on the car's rear axle. For nearly 30 years, the mathematical formula used to determine the exact height of the enormous wing was thought to be a highly guarded Chrysler secret. In the 1990s, a retired Chrysler project engineer claimed publicly that the height was to provide clearance for the trunk lid to open freely. A Superbird needs some super tires, and look what I found in my stash. An exact match of some Goodyear Eagles. They're real rubber, they're treaded as well, and staggered for that great stance. Oh, this is gonna be a nice car. I flip it over and do a little bit of detailing on the chassis. Doesn't require too much, but it does take the finest paintbrush that I've got in my arsenal, so I can do things like these exhaust tips here. Almost the smallest detail are the door handles. Doing this is not for the faint of heart. Oh, I'm having a good day. But the smallest are the hood pins on the front and the trunk key latch, which I also did in chrome. Spiff up the windshield quickly with a little bit of plastic polish. It's looking great. And ready to put back together on this color-appropriate cloth. The wheels are not glued in permanently this time because they're going to be held down by some tabs on the bottom of the interior. The body looks nice and shiny. Clicks into place front and back. And all that's left is to put those pre-fitted screws back in. Lots of freedom on the Goodyear Eagles. How about a closer look? Well, the standout feature is probably the lime green color palette, accentuated with a beautiful clear coat on it. But I love the Goodyear Eagles on their very simple black highlights with the Plymouth logo and the tail lights. Bit of highlighting on the undercarriage, but not too much. I think it came out really, really well. Love the Superbird, but not in blue. It's got to be an eye-catcher like this. Admittedly, it doesn't suit every car, but it screams 1970. And was worth the effort. It is a hard color to work with, in my opinion. But when it works out, you get a great result. I think it's an authentic looking replica in this tiny 1:64 scale size. Into a blister pack and off to the Goodwill store, as is the case with most of my kid-friendly cars. They're given away as free gifts there. And I want to say thank you to you for visiting my channel today and taking time out to follow my hobby and support my work. Thanks so much. Be sure to leave your respectful comment below, and I wish you a fine day. Drive carefully. It's coffee time.
Beep beep.